Welcome back to the channel, Watchdogs. Because apparently in Freestone County, Texas, transparency is optional and the law is just a suggestion. In today's video, I'm going to play an 8 to 10 minute recorded phone call between myself and the Freestone County District Clerk's office, featuring staff like Latonya, who were condescending, dismissive, rude, and a district clerk, Teresa Black, who seems to believe her office policy overrides the Texas law. You'll hear them cut me off, talk down to me, and then do something absolutely wild. They accuse me of making threats, simply because I said I would report their violations to the Attorney General. Let me be very clear, in fact, crystal clear. Filing a complaint is not a threat. It's what happens when public servants refuse to follow the law they swore an oath to uphold. You'll also hear them insist that Freestone County does not accept open records requests by email and instead tries to force the public into a centralized state portal, something that is not required by the Texas Public Information Act and something no other county across Texas seems to magically struggle with. So the question becomes, is this ignorance of the law? Is it just arrogance? Or is this clear retaliation for the corrupt elect officials in Freestone County that I've already exposed and will continue to expose as they try to stonewall and obstruct public records? Because when government transparency suddenly becomes a problem only after scrutiny begins, that's not coincidence. That's obstruction and retaliation. I've already contacted the Texas Attorney General's office. I've posted about it publicly. And yes, the full call was recorded. What you're about to hear is exactly how some elected officials treat the people they work for when they think no one is listening. If you're curious why Freestone County thinks it can rewrite state law, or if you want to hold them accountable yourself, I'll put the district clerk's office contact information in the description so you can address your own grievances directly. Now, before we get into it, smash that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, share this everywhere, and subscribe or follow the channel because, as always, sunlight is still the best disinfectant.
Freedom of Information Act. FOIA. BZ Watchdog News Network.
Can I help you?
I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Latonya.
Latonya, my name is Basil Zangari. I'm an independent journalist, ma'am, and I'm hoping the young lady on the phone was just maybe misinformed or hasn't been fully trained. I'm hoping that, because she told me you guys don't accept requests other than in person, and I know that's to be false and a violation of the law.
No, sir. No, what she meant was we accept open requests through the mail with a written request with your letterhead and however much if you're paying for copies or fees to this, or you can go on the Texas e-file system and you can do your written request there.
Okay.
Those are our methods. You can come in person. Yes, that is an option. Or you can use the Texas e-file system, or you can mail in your request, your open records request.
Yeah, that's not going to work as a journalist, man. Working on a story. I'm nowhere near your place. Now, what Texas e-file are you talking about?
It's the one everyone in the state of Texas uses. It's called texasefile.gov. And if you have a written request where you need something expedited and you don't want to use FedEx through the mail like other journalists and news stations, you can go on texasefile.gov, write in your written request. And if you're requesting copies, it's $1 per page. If you let me know what case it is, I can tell you how many copies, unless it's something real old. We'll have to look it up for you and then call you to tell you how much it's going to cost. I guess it just depends on what you're wanting.
Now I am going to let you know that it's still a violation of the Texas Public Information Act if you're not able to submit it via email. You're supposed to be able to take it in every form.
We're not mandated to do any email. The Texas e-file system emails it to us. That's the system by law that we use. We do not do email. No, sir.
Okay, well, I'm glad I got that on recording. I'm the one that's been exposing all of you guys in Freestone County online, and I'm glad you said that's the second person that tells me that I have to do that. There are people that are not able to do it or handle a computer. You have to have it accessible, man. This is why I make sure that
Well, we have accessible. There's also TexasResearch.gov that people go on and look for records. You're acting as though we're not trying to get you what you need.
I should be able to send an email, ma'am.
Actually 4, now that I've told you about the Texas Research that some people use, to use. If you don't want to use any of those options, how do you want me to help you?
I would love an email. I've got everything typed up, ready to send. I shouldn't have to jump through hoops.
And you send the email through the TexasEFile.gov system.
Ma'am, that's an option.
As everyone else does. We've never had anyone complain about that.
Ma'am, I do this all over Texas. You're the first place that's ever told me I have to go through an e-file instead of sending an email.
Because we charge fees, sir. There's actually, if you look at our fee sheet, there's a $5 search fees for cases. We don't have the manpower to stop everybody in the office and search. There's fees to it. You have to pay for a search.
Yeah, and ma'am, there's a way of doing it. Email, and if it's going to compile and take time for redaction stuff, you send an itemized invoice and everything else. I've done this before. I've done over a couple thousand record requests in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I've ever ran an obstacle.
What else can I help you with, Mr. Basil? Is there anything else that I can help you with?
No, ma'am. I'm going to just call the OAG because you guys aren't compliant. You may think you are, but you're not.
Okay, and this is BZ Watchdog?
It is, and you're fixing to all get...
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Watchdog. It's nice to meet you. If there's something that we can help you with, we don't withhold anything. We'll get you anything you need, as long as you pay the
No, and I understand that part of it, ma'am. I understand all that part of it, paying for it, and I have no problem with any of that. But you got to understand there are people that don't know how to navigate the file. It's not on your list, and that's not even listed on your old website. There's no emails on there. I went through this with Thornton. I just sent him a demand letter with an official OAG complaint. Next thing you know, I've got an email address and everything else and getting my documents. It's not that I don't want to pay, ma'am. It's just, it's the ease of access for information to jump through hoops that are not written in the Texas Public Information Act. All my writing has to do is be in writing. And that could be a simple email, not have to go through a portal to make sure that you received it. I understand what you're saying as far as if I was trying to order reports.
Yeah.
But there's things I'm trying to inquire in that may not exist.
Is there a problem with you sending it to the Texas e-file system? Because it emails it. It's like a system. It emails it directly to me. Is there a problem with you doing that? The problem is I'm an activist. And I want to make. Activist.
I'm also an activist.
This is Mr. Watchdog. He's wanting a written request, but he doesn't want to use the Texas e-file system or the mail or he don't want to FedEx it, or he wants to email his written request.
I have it all typed up and ready to go. I have it all typed up, ready to go.
Do you have this information where it says we're by law supposed to accept your emails?
It just says it has to be in writing, ma'am. That's all the law states. It doesn't say
it has to be in writing.
Which means email is fine. It's digital. It's a digital writing, black and white.
The digital system that we use is TexasEFile.gov.
I understand
You don't have to pay when you put the request. If you have it all typed up, all you got to do is just send it through there.
I know, ma'am. But what you're not understanding is there are people that don't know how to navigate. It's not on your website. It's not, what I mean?
Are we talking about other people, or are we talking about what you need right now?
Well, I want the request, but here's the thing. What about other people needing access to it? What about a 60?
We've never had a complaint from other people until right now.
What about?
Are you arguing with me, or how do you? I guess the question is, just tell me what you need so we can get it for you.
Ma'am, I don't think there's an argument going on. I think we're having a conversation. I don't know how you're taking that as an argument. I'm just letting you know that if a 65-year-old senior citizen wanted to do it and couldn't make it there in person.
A 65-year-old senior citizen. Well, my mother's 70. My mother doesn't even use email.
I know, but I wasn't finished yet. If I was a 65-year-old senior citizen.
Hang on one second, Mr. Watchdog. Let me put you on speakerphone. Hold on one second.
So who do I have the pleasure of talking to since I'm on speakerphone?
Freestone County District Clerk.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and what we do, we will accommodate you in any way that we can. But we have to know who you want us to search? I mean, who do you want the record on first?
Well, you
And
know,
we have to have-
well, ma'am,
we
and
have
here's
to have-
and here's the thing about the records request. You shouldn't be asking me all these questions. That's also a violation of the Texas Public Information Act. It's in the Records Act is supposed to be able to be easily accessible to information. It doesn't seem with Freestone County that that's the case. And all I know is the minute we get done with this phone call, my next call, if this is not satisfied, is going to be the AG's office filing a formal complaint and trying to get an investigation open into Freestone County. Everything that you guys have been doing, as far as it, I'm not saying you in particular, but everything that I've been exposing in Freestone County is leading up and just piling onto my investigation that's going to be going to the AG's office. You really all don't want this to happen. I just want y'all to be compliant. Taking my request in writing via email should satisfy anything, not have to jump through multiple hoops to try to navigate something I've never been required to navigate. And all my records requests with all the counties I've sent it out to. But Freestone County ain't so free. It seems like it's restricted and limited on how you want me to do a records request, not how the law allows me to do it.
Okay, do you have a copy of this law that you can get me?
It's called the Texas Public Information Act, ma'am. It's right there in writing online. I'll be more than happy to email it to. Oh, wait, I can't because y'all don't want to give me an email address.
Okay, let me have
I mean, I can be sassy too, ma'am. I just don't know what the resistance is because my next call. I'm not joking. This is the next step. OAG.
You are threatening is what you're doing.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. My threats are not a threat.
And that's where they hang up on me. Not because I was rude, not because I was unclear, not because I didn't explain the law, but because I did. As you just heard, I calmly explained the Texas Public Information Act, explained that email requests are allowed and required by law, tried to make it as easy as possible, and then told them exactly what happens when a public office refuses to comply. I said I'd file a complaint, and suddenly, poof, that becomes a threat. Let's be clear for the folks in the back. A complaint is not a threat. Accountability is not harassment. Transparency is not optional. Then she interrupts me, aggressively defends a state portal that isn't even listed on their website, refuses to acknowledge email as a lawful submission method, and instead of helping the public, she hangs up on me. Now here's the funny part. Remember when she called me Mr. Watchdog? I never submitted a request. I never identified myself as BZ Watchdog. I used my first and last legal name as an independent journalist. So how did they already know who I was? Because this isn't confusion. It's retaliation. They know exactly who I am. They know what I've exposed. They know which friends, political allies, and corrupt officials I've been shining a light on. And when sunlight hits cockroaches, they scatter. This is what obstruction looks like. This is what stonewalling sounds like, and this is exactly why independent watchdog journalism matters. Sunlight is coming, whether they like it or not. If you want to support this work, consider picking up some merch, becoming a channel member, dropping a donation. Links are down below. And yes, I'll also leave the Freestone County District Clerk's contact information in the description if you'd like to redress your own grievances. Now do me a favor. Smash that like button, drop a comment, share this everywhere, subscribe or follow on YouTube and Facebook, because as always, sunlight is the best disinfectant. And I'm your boy BZ Watchdog, and I'll see you in the next video.
Freedom of Information Act. FOIA. BZ Watchdog News Network.